Welcome everyone. MTG Joe here. We will be playing today in the Mythic Invitational Qualifier. If it lets us... Okay, good. We can join in. So we are going to be playing Jeskai, Lukka. I was testing out a couple other decks leading up to this week and just haven't been thrilled with the performance. I'm 25 and 6 with this deck leading up to the testing. So made a couple of minor changes here and there. So this is pretty much Yeoman 5's list. Just a little bit of a tweaks for the mirror match, which I was struggling with. So concession, we went down to 3 Shatters, 1 Clarion main. We have a Glass Casket in the main as our flex spot, and then Mythos of Illuna works out better for the mirror matches. And then sideboard wise, we still have the second Glass Casket. I went up an extra Deafening Clarion just as a concession to the aggro decks, especially like the mono red one is picking up a bigger prevalence, so it helps out in those matchups. And then the tech with the Wanderer versus like Cycling or Wreck or any of those decks. So we'll play it through. We will see how we do today. So if you go 10-1, you qualify for the Mythic Invitational. Otherwise, it's first to 10 wins or 2 losses. So you're afforded 1 loss. So it's a little bit of a high stakes. What I will do is kind of split these games up, maybe take a break in between, and then take it from there. I do apologize in advance. My allergies are terrible today. Let's make sure we select the right deck. So I am a little congested, so might be sounding a little nasally, but let's pop into these games, see how it goes, and hope for the best. Once this is done, then we can go back to brewing a bunch of decks. Don't have to worry about practicing for this. So playing against Lord of the Abyss. We will play first. Can probably keep this hand. Okay, so no companion, so it can be Wreck here. It can be a couple decks. On the play. Hey Quantum, thanks for stopping by. So I want to try to find an untapped land here. I want to be able to go Omen into, like, just basically curve out this game. We'll see what they lead off with. Wreck is okay game 1. Yeah, it's probably Wreck. Yikes. It's not particularly what we wanted. The triple Elspeth conquers death. Yeah, it's Wreck and likely not Flash. Come on. Come on, Arena. I believe in you. I think I jammed Narset here. They could have Mystical Dispute, but that takes them off the Growth Spiral this turn. Because then next turn they could potentially have Thassa's Intervention at 3 mana. Okay, so they have the Dispute. So ideally we go untap land, play out Fires. This does get 1 Dispute out of the way. Okay. So here we're just digging for a land. Not going to be greedy. Okay, so they spiral here. Puts the land into play. They fetch. They could have another spiral. So if they go something like this into Wreck, then we're in a bit of trouble. Yeah, if we would have stuck the Narset, it would have been good. But they did have the double Growth Spiral. So not the best start. Having to do this main phase and not getting fires down on 4 hurts. I think we still try to jam this fires next turn. Okay, they have the wreck. This could be Thassa's intervention. Post board, I usually cut the fires and I just bring in counters. Yeah. So next turn, we just try to jam this Conquer's Death, take out the Reclamation. The upside there is if we get fires down, then we can start going off, but this game might just result in us just each turn throwing out a Conquer's Death to try to take them off this Reclamation. They're also playing pretty slow, so time can be a consideration. Okay, they shock. Probably not the best for us. This could be an explosion. Yeah, the thing is they drew 8. I'm surprised they drew that many. They didn't just hold up like a blue mana. Fires off the top would be good. Usually we want to try to get out an early Lukka to start attacking their lands. Yeah, having the dispute there early helps. I think we fetch and pretend like we have a mystical dispute. The nice thing is this will get back Narset. Like, I'm probably dead this game 1. We just didn't get the momentum we needed. Post board, we bring in 3 Mystical Dispute, 3 Vetoes, and I'd probably bring in the Dream Trawler. Yeah, they have Uro. Do they have enough to escape Uro? They do. So if their turn's just Uro, escape Uro, then I'm pretty happy because I have this other Conquer's Death. And they had the wreck. Gone through half their deck already, almost. I think we just gotta jam these. Hope that it resolves. I'm guessing this is Thassa. They have negate main. Okay. So we'll see if we could sneak in, but they have 8, 12. So if they have explosion, we're dead. This looks like they're escaping Uro. Which we're still probably dead. If they're shocking in here. Yeah. We presented no real clock. And like they likely have an explosion.
Hone your prowess.
Even Lukka at this point's not great. I don't have a token. Yeah, either way, I'm dead. Let's make them go through the actions, waste some more time on their clock. Game 1's usually pretty rough, so they'll bring in Nightpack Ambusher. I may also bring in the Trawlers in this matchup. It's a way to go over the top. If we had like an early Teferi would have helped as well. Don't know what the opponent's tanking on. Just trying to speed up the clock. Yeah. Bad beats. Okay, so they took game 1. So Wanderer, Aether Gust, Disputes, Vetoes in, get rid of the Clarions. I do like having 2 Shatters in as a catch-up, get rid of Glass Casket. Get rid of the Fires, trim down 2 Lukkas. I'm going to play the Trawlers. It can go over the top. Plays a little bit better. It's worse against the tokens that they make. Just play like this. Play a single agent. Go from there. Because I have Wanderer, Teferi, and then Shatters to deal with. Any sort of resolved. You know, I think I'm gonna just trim down the Lukkas. It plays better against like if they bring in their own Aether Gusts, it's not gonna do as much against us. OBSN, thanks for the follow. So we're really just going to want to try to prioritize getting a Narset and or a Teferi down. Both are premier threats in this matchup. Just kind of stopping them building out. Was really hoping we played against like creature decks. We're going to keep this hand. Sorry, I'm just going to close my window. My neighbor's cutting his grass. So I'm going to lead on the Trinome. Trinome lets me play the castle untapped. This can go fetch me another land, and then we can try to jam Teferi. I think I might actually try to do Omen first, just to get the tokens going. Some ways you can win this game is just putting an early clock on the opponent. Okay, so they don't have green mana. These are actually pretty good in the matchup. Lets you instant speed a threat to start attacking in. So if they decide to counter this, which they don't. Alright, we've drawn a few too many. Like, I don't mind this land here. Do I want this, or... I think we keep it on top. Do I want to force a Teferi here? Probably not. So I'm just going to do this for one. This could be Nightpack Ambusher that they play out. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play this out first, because if they have Nightpack, they have to play it beforehand. So they play out Negate. So this game we've actually been able to present a bit of a clock, which helps. I'm going to keep the Teferi on top. We could play around the Mystical Dispute here. And basically what I just want them to do is just not advance their board state. I think what we try to do is scoot out this Teferi here. Again, doing this now because if they have a Nightpack Ambusher, I don't want to throw my creatures into the Ambusher. Okay, so they don't have Ambusher likely in hand because they wouldn't have paid with the Breeding Pool. That's actually very good. So the question is, do they have something like Scorching Dragonfire? So I actually think I plus here. Because if they have Scorching Dragonfire, it hurts me. They're able to play like Wreck and Dragonfire. Yeah, let's see what we can do with this Tef. So they're going to probably want to attack into Teferi. I just need this to survive the turn. So that way I can Conquer's Death Reclamation. I'm going to hold back this Shark. It doesn't change the clock that much. So they used Explosion. See if they have a counter here. Not particularly thrilled about our position right now. I guess I could have jammed Narset. Hoped for that to resolve. But I think the plan here is just push through some damage and then Shark Typhoon into Shark Typhoon. try to take them out that way. Not drawing a single counterspell has hurt. Like, Gus would have been fine. We had Gus, Veto, Dispute. Didn't draw any of them. I like our position time-wise if we're able to take this game. We're dead if they have another explosion here. Oh yeah, we're super dead. And they're probably gonna find one now. I hate playing against Wreck. So that's 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we are alive by 1. We go 15. So I'm just attacking in here because it doesn't really make much difference. Like, if they have another explosion, I'm dead. The likelihood is pretty high. They've only played 2. They can also Chemisters here to try to draw into it. So I'm doing this. I'm gonna hold up like I have Mystical Dispute. If they have Brazen Borrower, I'm dead. Well, I didn't know at the time that they had the Shark. If I knew they had the Shark, then I wouldn't have attacked. They did it after my attack step at the end. They also had Explosion, so they would have killed it anyways. See what we can do. If we dodge the explosion, we could potentially win this, but... Okay, Uro. Like, they're at 14 minutes of clock, so... If we can steal this game, then I'm gonna be happy. I have exactly... lethal as it stands. Oh, now I don't have lethal. Most likely explosion. Well, they're digging. They have the mana, So it's just a matter of them finding it. It's kind of unlucky for them that they drew this many cards and couldn't hit the explosion. Like 2 in the bottom 16. Surprised they didn't use these scries more aggressively. Like I'm probably still dead. Like if we draw the Wanderer, it could be something. Apologize for the background noise. My neighbor is power washing his deck. And my window overlooks the backyard. They have used... Okay, that's good at least. Just need to try to get through this game. Unlikely. No, they found it. Ah, da 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 da. 01. 01. Not the way I wanted to start off. So I gotta just go 10-0, right? Update the record. Alrighty, let's fire up another one, see if we can do anything better. Fabled. I'd be really annoyed. I put like 10. They got to like 8 cards left, so Luris. Probably keep this hand. If it's cycling, we could find stuff. So it's not cycling, they don't play fetches. Okay, we didn't want more lands. Can confirm that's not what we wanted. Against the aggressive decks, I'm okay. This can help us find answers. Okay, so probably black-red. Okay, so we want to find a Teferi here. Teferi or Glass Casket. Even a Clarion for next turn would be decent. We'll take some more damage, but... Okay, so they got the Oven. Problem is, like, clearing the board, I'm taking 5 damage now. Birth isn't good. I'm just digging here. ECD's not very good in this matchup. I think we just need to Shark Typhoon this turn. Block this. Because if I can keep this to 3 and then I can hit a Clarion, we're okay. Alright, Glass Casket's great. Casket lets me hit the Butcher here. They can sacrifice it to get around. We are getting to the point where Luris starts getting a little awkward. So what I can do here is I can casket here. They have to decide if they want to sack the butcher. I'm gonna shock here. I want to try to find a removal spell. Or like a board wipe. Okay, so no land means they can't Dread Horde. They could play Luris, sacrifice a Scorpion. Okay, so we're not at the highest life total here. That's actually great. So I think what we do here, play this tapped. I'm gonna Omen of the Sun to block. It also gains me 2 life. And then I can Yorion cast all these again. And that should hopefully find me. These Conqueror's Deaths don't do much in this matchup. Wow, they've drawn nothing but Scorpions. Yeah, ECD's really bad in this matchup. That's one of the advantages of the deck. Is you get to play around like traditional removal. Also, game 1, Agent's really bad. So they do get to sacrifice, and the problem is with Luris, they can bring it back. I don't think I want lands. What I want is a board wipe. Okay, so we got the Shatter. So I can Shatter, I take 6. Oh, we're just dead. Because they take 4, and then I take the damage from it anyways, because they sack it here. The fact they're playing Act Main is kind of... yeah. A little bit clunky, took too long to hit our board wipe. So Wanderer comes in... Glass Casket. Dream Trawlers are better than Agents here. Bring in the Clarions. Aether Gust seems reasonable as well. So we can get rid of this. Get rid of the ECDs. Do I want the Mythos? Like, I can copy one of their things. Maybe instead of a Lukka. Run it like that. Today's not going well. Like, these matchups aren't bad for us. Okay, so this hand's better. Getting a Birth on 2 helps, and then I'm gonna be able to curve into Dream Trawler. Also just having Teferi to reset something. Would like a little bit more action. So I think here I'm actually going to bounce the Scorpion because That means they need something else with haste. So if they don't have something with haste, they can attack Teferi, but they don't. No, they just claim it.
I suppose that's how it was meant.
Clarion's still good here. Let's do this. So they can kill my wall if they want. But that's 3 life that I don't take. I think I'm gonna hold the... Nah, I think we'll just... Because if I draw Lukka, it's better to have this in for my second red, because I can make this into Dream Trawler. We're in a better spot this game. That's pretty sweet. So you're going to give it Death Touch. And Menace. Okay, opponent.
My prowess is unmatched. Meditate and prepare.
Teferi's great here. So Teferi lets me reset this Butcher. Yeah, why Soma? Okay. This is best of 3. So it is the... I finished top 1200 last month. So you get to play in this tournament. If you finish 10-1, you get an invite to the Mythic Invitational, where first prize is 250k. So they need to make the decision here if they want to attack Narset. I'm going to reset this. So next turn is basically Teferi into Dream Trawler. Thank you, thank you. We lost the first one, so first off, going 10-1 is like 92%, I think, which is an obscene like rate to try to win at. Paired with the fact, so I'm gonna reset this because I want it off the Death Touch. We can set up the Scry here. I'm just gonna drop Trawler. Yeah, so against aggro decks like this, or go wide strategies, I usually switch the agents out for Trawlers. Reason being, like, say we had Trawler or an agent in this situation, like we probably take the red source, but for the most part we're not really impacting the board. But this can give us such a life swing. I also bring this in the mirrors because it can't be agented. So I get 2 Scries here. I think I'd prefer to protect this just this turn. It's fine. They take Teferi off, but Teferi did what it needed it to do this game. I think that's fine. So I'm gonna get the extra points of damage in here, and then this makes 2 blockers. Do I want the Glass Casket? Yeah, I think Glass Casket's reasonable. It'll give me something versus the Dreadhorde. Then we scry here. Okay, so this game's going a lot better. I'm gonna hold this extra land now, just to have something to discard to Trawler. Okay, they have Oven. So not too concerned. Like, they can do the cat oven thing, but it's not going to be doing a whole lot. Aether Gust gets a little worse. Actually, I think on my upkeep, we just kind of clear out the top of the deck. Okay, so that's nice to follow. So we're going to go for the often not casted line, make a Shark Typhoon. And then I'm going to do it on the Dreadhorde Butcher, so they need to decide here, do they sack that or the cat? And if they're pointing it to our creatures, it's fine. Next turn, I'm going to Yorion, blink all this, and then kind of go to town there. I can also blink the Dream Trawler. So free block. Yeah, I probably still want the Aether Gusts in. So we'll see what we hit here. But they're basically dead here.
If you wish to surrender now, I have just the trick for this.
Yeah. Timing wise, like, it's important to know when you're dead. This is clearly a matchup where you're not going to beat the Dream Trawler. I think we're okay with how we boarded. Having 6 board wipes and then the extra removal helps. I think we just run it back. Opponent drawing 4 Scorpions game 1. A little problematic. The one thing we need to be mindful of is when we're building the sharks. Yeah, it's important to temper. So, like, I like playing this because it's like high stake. The likelihood of you winning, like, it's very hard to go 10-1. Like, even just like random draws with mana. Like yesterday I was playing Grixis and the opponent survived on 1 life and perfectly hit all their agents for Winota. Fetch blue. Yeah, I think we try this. Really just need... Okay, so... Still say we fetch blue here. Shock in for Meletis. They take Narset. So Meletis is better. But that means I'm taking 1 more hit. I think we get this down. I could Aether Gust. This will eventually gain me the 2 life back. It also thins out my deck. Next turn is going to be Teferi, just bounce something. I have the Shatter, otherwise I would have Aether Gusted. They hit the land. Them going Narset doesn't really make sense for them. Okay, they go Narset. They brought in the Elder spell. Don't think it's that good. So because I haven't put too much to the board right now, I'm just gonna Aether Gust this Robber. Because then I can uptick Teferi and then instant speed Shatter. So I'm doing this now before they attack, so they don't get the attack trigger. Actually, since they have the Elder spell, they probably... That's an interesting line. Because I'm not drawing the card anyways. Okay, so they have Cat. That's going to be annoying. Do you have Sharknado? Sharknado can attack into this Narset. And then I could Teferi bounce. So let's do that. No fires this game is a little annoying. So they keep Robber. I want to take this off the battlefield. So I can eat the cat here. They hit Omen. Okay, so they do that now. So if I can get into a situation where I can bounce this token, yeah, they're taking them all. So question here is, how do we play this out? I can go on the tempo play of bouncing their Robber. Should probably do that. So I think I'm gonna hold off with the land, because if I hit Glass Casket or like Aether Gust, it's good.
Don't worry, I got it.
Okay, so we hit Omen. Life total's at 14, trying to find some sort of life gain. Dream Trawler would be the best here. Let's just fetch now. Double red, double... Let's get more blue. So So they're going to be able to... Let's do this. I can set up my library, give them something bad. That's perfect. Because it's dead anyways, and if they have something like Mire's Grasp, I don't want to get hit by that. Okay, they have Priest. Oh! Oh! Hello! Hello, friends. Welcome to Magic the Gathering. I will be your guide. That also keeps the wall around, which is great. And if they get too aggressive with the cat attacking in afterwards, I have the Omen of the Sun. I need to find a trawler. Like, we're not out of the woods. The Wanderer also shuts off the drain. 3% chance. See if they set up... Okay, so they're doing that. They have 4 cards in hand, so they're probably attacking with Robber. So I want to get Lurrus off the battlefield. Just because then they can get this Priest back. Shark Typhoon's a great follow-up. So let's scry here. We got Glass Casket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we keep the casket on top. Because what I can do is if they play out a second threat, I can Glass Casket, they'll sack what gets exiled, and then I can Yorion blink it. Yeah, I don't think in this matchup you want to be Elder... Like, we're not winning with, like, a Planeswalker ultimate. Okay, they Lurrus... That's actually... That was a great draw for them. So let's Glass Casket, target the Lurrus. See if they sack here. Sack it. Yes. Okay, so I think that that was a misplay. So Glass Casket, exile the cat here. So even if they have like Act of Treason, it's not the end of the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That lets me Narset and Shark Typhoon. let's do that. Okay, Noxious Grasp. That's fine. Again, like, they brought in a bunch of fringe cards against us. Just gonna take them off creatures. So, unless they have like a super explosive turn, should probably be okay.
I know 88 ways to defeat. Hone your prowess.
Yeah, finding another Omen is great. Because they need to draw 2 creatures to sack them to Priest to get rid of this. They do have the Elder spell that they can take this Narset down, which probably is where they're going to be leaning up. Yeah, I don't like playing that this turn. Okay, so double Priest. Not the best. They can take us off that. I think on my upkeep I'm gonna scry. We have a lot of mana. I want to be able to find like a Teferi or something. Birth is not that good. We want a faster way to close out this game. Aether Gust isn't bad. So these are both instants. We can play them at instant speed. Bodes well if they're doing that. Kroxa is something we need to be conscientious of. It's a fast enough clock. This could be claim. I have the upkeep stop so I can scry. I think we attack with these in the air. I go to Teferi. So I can bounce the Kroxa, but this puts the most cards in my hand. Like I can go Lukka Agent. Let's just keep this. There was a play to hang on to Crocs, like... Okay. If they attack Teferi, I think I let it go. I want to keep my sharks. Okay, they attack me. I just want to keep my life total high enough, because what they can do is Croxa, trigger on the stack, sack both. I think we need to find an answer for Croxa. Yeah, this is going to be closer than we thought. So I probably should have held Teferi as a plus to bounce the Croxa once they escaped, but they have enough cards to escape it anyways. We need to find an answer. Because if they hit any creature, just this damage gets us. So I almost need to find a board wipe. Clarion doesn't do it. Birth. It's not looking great. So if they hit any creature, we're dead.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Which they have 2 draws to do so.
The focus and discipline. Meditate and prepare.
Yeah, just not playing well today. Like, we're short of mana. Glass Casket would have been great. No attacks. It's gonna be the O2 drop, looks like. They just need any creature. Any creature gets them there. Actually, no. Because they attack, I can multi-block on the Croxa. Yeah, because they can just escape it back, so... I think what I do is this. This. They still have it. They have a number of ways to sacrifice Croxa. That seems wrong. So if they sacked Croxa, they could have escaped it back. We needed that Glass Casket in hand. So I actually... Like, we need... Shatter. Just have another Croxa. Yeah, and then they sack with the trigger on the stack. Ah, fuck. O2. Oh, they did it wrong. So I need the Wanderer. Yeah, I need the Wanderer. If I can hit a Wanderer, then we're okay. It doesn't matter. They had us dead like 4 ways and they keep screwing up. Well, that was a load of crap. 0-2 drop. What a waste of time. Da, 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 da. You failed me. Well, there goes my tournament. Not very pleased with it. What are our deals? Couldn't even snag a win. So best deck in the format, still susceptible to mana draw issues. Yeah, not great. Not great at all. Let's reset. That's annoying. Yeah. Quite a bit annoying. We can play a ladder match. See what we want to play. I think let's play some Simic Stompy. Haven't played this in a while. Basically just smash your opponent down. I think everything's still reasonable in this list. May go another Ceratops since playing this last. Probably another Disdainful Stroke. Probably run like that. Let's take the ladder. Well, the nice thing is I don't have to play Lukka anymore. So I was deciding between cycling and Lukka. Cycling obviously from a time consideration, but it gets beat easier. Opponent goes first. They're on Luris. I think we keep this. Okay, they're on the Knights version. So I think we just go Stone Coil on 2. Blocks most of their deck. They don't have Embercleave, so it's not as bad in this matchup. So double Knights. So if they want to attack in here, they gotta pump their mana in, and it prevents them from building up their board state, which then lets me get closer. So I am okay taking a knight off the table. Actually, oh, they have fight as 1. Okay, well that's just blow up. Questing Beast will be good as a follow-up. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So here, just want to find something big. I have Questing Beast for offense, defense. Them drawing triple Knights is pretty good for them. And for, like, these are the draws I've been running into. I play these decks and I get nothing. And then they draw 3 Knight of Eden Legions, 2 Fervent Champions, and fight as 1 for protection. This turn I think we just get bodies out. Yorvo blocks nicely here. So I'll probably take him off a Fervent Knight and then block one of the Knight of Eben Legions here. Actually, they don't have the mana, so I'll try to take a Knight off the table. Everything attacks in for 2 here. Yeah, I think we just block like this. But of course they have Black Lance Paragon. Why wouldn't they have Black Lance Paragon? Man, I need to take a break from Magic. Aether Gust in this matchup. And then probably Cage. Coming out, Aegisaur. Kiora gives me card advantage, but probably too slow in this matchup. Krasis is decent. Gonna cut an Aether Gust maybe, and one of you. If we can get a big threat down, we'll be okay. Keep this hand. So I think what we do, I'm gonna bin the Aether Gust because Krasis can at least refill our hand. I actually don't mind this hand because Paradise Druid can be used as removal with these ram throughs. Play out the forest. Okay, Venerated Knight. So having something like Cage, we can stop their ETB stuff. The double Venerated is a little annoying. Rimrock. Of course. Why not draw a land? Draw a land here. I can Krasis for 2. This might be fight as 1. Like, they still get to put a counter on this Venerated Knight. Yeah. Like, this is how my days have been going, and it's quite frustrating. I'll be happy when Historic's back. Oh, this game. We are just not hitting anything today. see what to play. I just want to end the day with a win. Take my win, go home. CO2 the Mind Sculptor. I think I should have played Cycling today. It's just more linear, lets you do your thing. I'm still upset about that Luris matchup. We were in a good spot with the Sharknado. Maybe we just go back to traditional fires. Interesting hand by the opponent. So I'm going to let them decide. It's probably Dranith Stinger is what they're taking. But there's no point of cycling right now. So wouldn't mind a white source. This hand's not great. You're kind of banking on the Stinger. Okay. Get some fringe utility out of this. See what we draw here. So I'm going to play these out. It gives us more attackers. Nisa's going to be problematic now. Like, where were these decks when we were playing Lukka? Let's see if we hit a land. So they're likely a Krasis deck. No land. Not sure if they're going to be on counter spells. Like, they can just big Krasis us here and we're in trouble. They can also casualties us, take us off our white source. Probably going to double block here if they attack in. Yep. Just falling behind here. Hopefully they don't have another, just in case we draw a fox. The fact that we're not pinging them makes it a bit difficult. Like, we're not in Zenith Flare range yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And chances are, if we draw a flare, we're going to want to target the opponent. They just got casualties. Not going to beat multiple casualties here. And we drew the flare. So maybe we can still juke them out of this. Like, we're at 20 life. See if we can hit a white source. They cycle. So they're kind of out of action. Need to find a white source. We find a white source, we're okay. They hit us for 9 this turn. Yeah, so I need specifically white source. Had they not blown up our lands, we would have been in a lot better position. They have too much power. In this matchup, honestly, don't think we have much to bring in. I think we just need to go super linear. Sultai is not really a matchup you play against. Like, this isn't going to hit a Krasis big enough. They're probably an Uro deck, but I think we just got to go linear. They'll probably bring in Graveyard Hate. For those stopping by, we scrubbed out in the Mythic Invitational Qualifier. Went a resounding 0-2. Lost to Teamer Rec game 1, and then a close one in game 2 against Rakdos Lurrus. Combination just not drawing well. I don't think we explicitly played wrong, but like game 1 against Teamer Rec, we drew 3 ECDs, and then just they had the counters on curve for us. Game 2, like, they drew, or match 2, game 1, they drew 4 Scorpions and a, what's the dude's name? I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Come on. Like, we're just not getting anything today. I'm gonna go dig a hole in my backyard, make a garden, just get out of the house. Come on, opponent. They are a Thought Erasure deck, so we'll wait. I want to hit a land for Valiant Rescuer, ideally. I think if we can go wide early, it's probably a reasonable approach. I'm guessing they brought in Cryocarnarium. This is an 18 land variant of the deck as well. Okay, well, the fox goes brrr. They could have something like Noxious Grasp, Tyrant Scorn, Growth Spiral. Perfect. So I actually think this turn, I'm just going to prioritize getting the Fox out of Cry of Carnarium range. The reason being, like, so if I play Dranith Stinger, they cry, I'm pretty far behind. If we had the Fox on 1, it would have been a little nicer. Okay. They basically 1-for-1 us here. I'm fine with this trade. just go to Stinger here. Still think we cycle here. Problem is too, they exiled, so this Lurrus isn't looking too hot. Okay, we got Zenith Flare. So we'll do this. Are you kidding me? So land, I could go land Lurrus, cast Dranith Stinger. Like, this is what I've been going up against. Their hand's Extinction Event, Cry, Cry. Now they're gonna hit Uro and then just go to town. Do we just, like, I think we just disregard getting an attacker out. These are at 9. I'm gonna just try to juke them. See if we could get him to tap out. They have enough to escape Uro. They do. Okay, they Heartless Act. So we'll do it on their end step, and then untap, and then try to Zenith Flare them again. Well, they're taking one of my flares. Of course. Because why not have exactly everything you need at all given times of all given days? Alright guys and gals, I'm gonna log off because this is tilting at this point. I was like 3 wins for Mythic earlier and now we're on the floor. Just lots of losses today. 0-4. Gonna wrap this one up. I appreciate everyone stopping by. As always, you can catch all my content on my YouTube channel. Do some brews and stuff starting again next week now that we're done testing. And we can go from there. Appreciate the time and support, and have a great one.